Moving to California is the best investment that Monica and I have ever made. Last year, we earned over $350,000. We paid off over $128,000 in debt and now are working on retiring with a minimum of $150,000 in passive income within the next 10 years. In this video, I'm going to show you how we started investing at least $6,000 per month in pre and post-tax income. I'll talk about where we have all of our money invested and how we plan to scale from $6,000 per month to $9,000 per month. But first, I'm going to define some of the basic investments we have in our portfolio. And for those of you that have been following us for a while, I am almost done with my 18-day run, and you better believe I am going to be making a video to show you guys how many hours I had to work during that run and how much money I am going to be paid at the end of this run. And for those of you that have not been following us, make sure you watch this video here that explains exactly what a run is. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on to the video. All right, first, let's define some of our investments. Our primary investments are our 401ks that are provided to us by our employers. So for those of you that don't know, what is a 401k? A 401k is a retirement saving and investment plan that's provided by your employer, meaning you do not have to pay taxes until you withdraw the money. If you invest on a 401k through your employer, the contributions are automatically deducted from your paycheck. Another thing you should know about your 401k is that you are able to select the funds that you contribute your money towards. And for 2021, the contribution limits for individuals under 50 years of age is $19,500. For those of you that are 50 years old and up, your contribution limit for 2021 is going to be $26,000. And the best part about it is that employers can match your contributions for a combined total of $58,000 for employees that are under 50 years old and $64,500 for employees that are over the age of 50. The income limits for 2021 are rare, but the IRS can place limits on a 401k if you are an employee who is considered highly compensated, which means you must own more than 5% of the interest in a business you're employed in, or you must have earned over $130,000 and must have been in the top 20% of compensated employees in the company that you work for. Another type of retirement account is the Roth IRA. So, what is a Roth IRA? A Roth IRA is a retirement saving and investment plan that anyone can open as long as they have a job with earned income. The difference between a 401k and a Roth IRA is that you pay taxes on your investments up front, but you can withdraw your money without federal taxes once you reach 59 and a half years old. You can also withdraw your original contributions whenever you want without penalty or taxes because the money you put in is the money on which you already paid taxes. Another thing you should know about the Roth IRA is that the contribution limits for 2021 are $6,000 for people that are under 50 years of age and $7,000 for people that are 50 years of age and up. There are also income limits in a Roth IRA. If you are a single filer earning $140,000 or more, you do not qualify to contribute towards a Roth IRA. And if you're a married couple filing jointly earning $208,000 or more, you are not eligible to contribute to a Roth IRA. There are workarounds to this, like a backdoor Roth IRA, but Congress is working on passing laws that are going to crack down on backdoor Roth IRAs. So Monica and I don't currently contribute to a Roth IRA because we make well over the 2021 income limits. All right, so I have a chart here to show you guys how we contributed our income from 2015 all the way to 2021. As you can see here, 2015 was the first year that Monica and I contributed towards our retirement. We did not max out our retirements because we were enjoying ourselves too much with our travels. Then 2016 came and we traveled more than we have ever traveled before. We were both working as nurses in New York City, and we didn't know about the importance of investing your money early. Instead, we made it our mission to travel to as many countries as possible. Although in 2016, after speaking to one of my friends that was working in California as a nurse, we realized that moving to California was the ultimate goal for us. So we paused our investments in 2016 and 2017 because we knew that moving across the country was going to be very expensive. After moving to California in 2017, 2018, I was working at Sutter Roseville and Monica finally landed a job at Kaiser. We were both renting a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in Roseville when we quickly realized that the housing market was extremely hot. At this point, we decided to save all of our income, we paused all of our travels, and we chose to buy a house in 2017. That is the house that we currently live in, which has appreciated almost $300,000 in the last 3 years alone. In 2018 and 2019, we were still trying to get settled with our house, purchasing all of the furniture that we needed and adding all of the finishing touches that we wanted. But 2020 came and COVID-19 had reached the entire world.
China has identified the cause of a mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
The first US case has been detected.
There's confirmation the coronavirus has reached Australia.
China is urging its citizens not to travel abroad as it struggles to contain the virus.
We will be standing up Christmas Island as a quarantine area.
Foreign nationals coming from China are now banned from entering the country.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
At this point, Monica and I were barely getting any overtime. We had friends working at Stanford that were having their pay cut by at least 30%. At this point, we realized we needed to pay off all of our debt. It was about $128,000. And we also made the conscious decision to start maxing out our 401ks. By January 2021, we had paid off over $128,000 worth of debt. And this is the year where our investments are on steroids. But it is also the year where we were surprised with a new addition to our family. From March all the way through almost August of this year, both Monica and myself were not working because we were both off on parental leave. But I still managed to invest $18,000 in my 401k. Monica has so far invested $11,000 in her 401k. This year, we also decided to open up a few brokerage accounts. One of them is a Fidelity brokerage account where we have invested $18,950 so far. We also opened up a 529 plan for our daughter, and we have a custodial account for her where she has decided to invest all of her birthday and holiday money into. Then we also invested about $1,000 into a dividend stock portfolio with M1 Finance. And lastly, this year, we invested a total of $1,500 in cryptocurrencies. This brings our total contributions for this year to $52,555, or $5,839 per month. And the total amount we contributed since 2015 is $129,764. If you want to know how we were able to invest all of this money, you can watch our video on how we spend over $19,000 per month. Now, let me show you where we have our money invested in our brokerage account. The first one you can see here is the Fidelity 500 Index Fund. That's an S&P 500 Index Fund. As you can see, we're at negative $51.95 total return for this year. We have 9.7 shares, and the average cost that we paid per share was $157. The reason we will continue to hold on and invest in this index fund is because when you look here, you see that the last month had a negative 2.94% return. Over the last year, it is 27.45%, and over the last 5 years, it is a 101% return. Now, let's go to the next index fund we have, which is a tech-heavy index fund, the Fidelity MSCI Information Technology Index ETF. This index fund has netted us a total of $120 since we started investing in it. We have a total of 9.3 shares, and the average cost that we paid per share was $107. The total market value of our investment is $1,126. And as you can see here, over the last month, it was negative 4.27. Over the last 6 months, it was positive 7.72. Over the last year, it was positive 28.26. And over the last 5 years, it was positive 230%. That is why we are going to continue investing in this index fund as well. And the third one on our list is Figs. As many of you know, I wear Figs scrubs on all of my videos. They are my favorite scrub brand, and I am not sponsored by them in any way. But as soon as I was able to purchase shares of Figs, I did, because I know this company has a lot of potential. Our total gain is $239 since we first purchased our shares. We have a total of 100 shares at an average cost of $30 $33.45 per share, with a total market value of our investment of $3,584. As you can see here, over the last month, it was negative 15%, and over the last 6 months, it was positive 19.39%. The company just IPO'd this year, which is why you do not see the last year's return. And lastly, our favorite index fund, because it is the most talked about index fund in investment books and investment forums, it is a Fidelity Total Market Index Fund. For this index fund, we have a total gain of $477. We own 110 shares at an average cost of $121.87, with a total market value of $13,971. Now, the reason why we were able to purchase so many of these shares is because we previously purchased AMC stocks at around $8 per share, and we sold them at somewhere around $43 per share. We had a total of 218 AMC shares, and when we sold them, we used our profits to purchase a lot of these shares. And for those of you that are interested, I'll quickly go over the 4 index funds in our 401k. The first one is a Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, which you can see here has a growth of 104% over the last 5 years and 116% since 2016. Then we have VFTNX, which is a Vanguard Social Index Fund, which you can see here has a growth of 206% since 2003 and a growth of 122% over the last 5 years. Then we have VWILX, which has a growth of 222% since 2001 and a growth of 120% since 2017 over the last 5 years. And lastly, VP Max, which has a total growth of 256% since 2001 and 60% over the last 5 years. I did mention at the beginning of the video that our plan is to increase our investments from $6,000 to $9,000 per month. So in order to do that, you have to understand how much money we bring in per month. And if you don't know yet, make sure you watch our video where I explain exactly how we spend over $19,000 per month. That is how we plan to increase our contributions month after month. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And if you did, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to our channel, because next week I'm going to reveal exactly how many hours I had to work in my run and how much money I'm going to get paid at the end of the pay period. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.